Hello, Sagittarius. Oh, it's not Sagittarius, it's Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. I gotta put something around my throat chakra here. Here we go. All right, there we go. I have been doing so much work today. Like, I put my Christmas tree up. I put a big giant tree in my room, and I've been doing so much today. And honestly, I feel like, I don't know if you can see this piece of cedar or not. You might, yeah, I think you actually can see it. Okay, I have this like beautiful piece of cedar that's just kind of sitting here now. It's gonna be a part of the reading. This big, huge stick with moss on it for my altar. Like, I got so much cool shit in the woods today. Oh, I haven't had a day off for like a while, so I'm gonna enjoy my day. I'm obviously gonna involve you guys. So last night I kind of did like a little bit, like, I don't feel like it was really different, but I feel like it was more like sitting and chilling with me, you know, like all the, like, so many readers are like, this is how you do it, you know, you get it done this way, and it's all very professional. And like, I'm a professional person. I always use my professionalism in the classroom whenever I can. But at the same time, I'm like, well, this is my channel. And like, some lady the other day had the audacity to write, please stop venting and do my reading, or concentrate on the cards or something. And I was like, I wasn't really offended. To be honest, my sister was really offended by it. She was like, what the fuck gives this lady the right to say it? And I'm like, you know what? People have the right to say what they want to say, but it doesn't mean I'm going to listen to them. And the whole point of this channel is to rant. That's what it's about. Because when I vent and I rant, I get more of the channel out, and I get more of the frequency out. So I can't do this channel without channeling. That's what channeling is. It's venting, right? It's, you're allowing your temple to open, and you're not, like, that's the thing with tarot readers, is like, you either like the tarot readers that just stick directly to the cards and exactly to the meanings, and they're not really channeling, they're just listening to the cards, that's it. And then there's the readers that channel, the songs that come in their heads when they're reading, or the synchronicities that happen in their life with the reading, you know, like, that's all. Like, when readers do that, it's so then you know that you're not alone. So then you know that this reading is unique, that it's collective, that it can and will resonate with many people on many different levels with many things in their lives, right? Like, to put tarot in such a little tiny box to say like, this is how you have to do it, is bullshit, because it's not, it's a craft. You know, like, imagine telling guitar players, you have to follow your music, or, you know, you can't make up any notes yourself, you can't make up any songs yourself, you have to follow what's already written. Like, could you imagine the boxes that artists would live in if they had to do it a certain way, because that's what society wanted, because that's what society follows books, and the people that are not normal don't follow books. That normality is scary to us, right? Like, I was just listening to, I was decorating, and I just put so much more Yellow Wolf back on my, iPod, because Yellow Wolf is like really intense, and like, you have to want to listen to him, you know, to listen to his message. And violin, you know, when he talks about violin, he talks about how he used to talk about it a lot. He doesn't really talk about it anymore because it's kind of old news, but like how he flew the coop, and he left his kids, and he left his wife at home because he knew that there was something that he was reaching for. And he listened to himself. He listened to his guidance. He listened to his divine counterpart, which is him. You know, he listened to himself, and he knew that he was going to make a move that was the best thing he ever could have done for his family. The best thing he ever, it was a little bit selfish, but honestly, when you think about it, if you don't put a little bit of selfishness into your life, how are you ever going to be you? Like, you have to be selfish to a point. Not selfish where you are willing to kick people out of the way to get what you want, but in a sense where, you know, you're selfish because you demand, you put your borders up, you put your boundaries up, you know, like these stupid kids keep parking in the driveway, and they're really nice. They're really nice. They're little couple drug dealers or whatever. And today he was blocking the driveway, and I had to fucking go around trying to figure out like where he was and where, because he doesn't live here. And fucking all these guys are getting pissed off me because I'm fucking banging on the door at 9:30. And I'm like, yo, do you think I want to be banging on the door at 9:30? Like, I have a 100-foot driveway, and these motherfuckers park right at the fucking end, like right at the entrance. and then you can't get in. And I'm like, like you can be nice for so long, but what does nice get you? Then nice gets your boundaries pushed. People push, right? And then they say it's because you're being nice. Oh, just be a nice guy. Just let us do this. Just be a nice girl. Just let us do this. And then you let your boundaries get pushed more and more and more. Then you're going to start snapping when you might as well just put the boundary up right away. Get the fuck out of the driveway. If you can't fucking learn to park, guess what? Next time you come out here, you've got a standard. It's going to be on the fucking road. I'll smash a window. I'll put it into neutral and done. You're done. Like, fuck with us a little bit more. Like when you get backed up, you have to keep fighting, because if they know that if they can back you up, then they're getting into your space. And once they start getting into your space, what do? You keep backing up, then you start to cower, right? Then you lose your self-confidence, and you lose your ability to fight back, your will, right? See, okay, so now we got keys on a ring. Okay, so this is what this like kind of like, I guess what I'm talking about now. Like if like some people, they're uncontrollable, they're unconventional, they are string-alongs, they don't really want to make a commitment into anybody's life. Okay, and it's kind of ending, like we're getting to this point now where it's like people are learning how to stand up for themselves, and they're learning they're learning what's right and wrong. Okay, they're learning what's right and wrong. And it seems like you're in this stage right now where it's like maybe you don't love yourself very much, or maybe you don't treat yourself like you love yourself enough, and you're stringing yourself along in your own life, like not creating concrete plans, not doing anything for yourself, waiting for other people to make moves before you make your move. And that's kind of over what I'm getting. It's because like you're being strung along by something, okay? Because either you're a nice person or you did something nice for somebody and they're using you, they're stringing you along, and I don't think you know. Okay, so many people are out just for themselves. Okay, they're not out for anybody else other than to make sure they get to the top, and only them to the top. Okay, so what I can see is somebody from the past whoa, I'm really sorry. I'm not even drinking pop, so I don't really know where the hell that just came from. We're gonna turn this reading. I see that somebody around you, okay, likes you. And they're not from your past. They don't have anything wrapped up in your past. They're not in their head about you. Okay, this person legit is just near you. Okay, and maybe you think they want to string you along. Like maybe you think like, yeah, okay, like you're not going to fucking use me. Of course you're going to use me. And that is done. Like however way you've been used, okay? And for the most part, like if you're single or if you're not married and you're not in a contract, right? Then people will use you. Okay, because there's no boundary around you. There's nobody protecting you. Okay. So you might have this old frame of mind that like sex gets you somewhere, or like if you don't sleep with this person on the first date, they're not going to like you. That's done. Okay. We're getting into adult relationships now. Adult relationships don't involve having sex on the first date. Okay. No matter how fucking attractive you find them, honestly, you're just going to wreck it. You're going to ruin it, right? The second you sleep with them, you're going to ruin it, because things take time, and anticipation builds up, right? For somebody to anticipate seeing you and to anticipate what you look like naked, to anticipate what you feel like, to anticipate what you are, right? That adds to the ante. Okay, it adds to the pile at the end. And if you just keep giving people everything they want because you're trying to please people, because you think that that's the way to do it, that's the way to make friends, you're wrong. Okay, you have to switch your frame of mind now. Okay, look at that. Grim Reaper just sitting on the bottom, but in reverse, okay? Because this is something that is death by you. Okay, this is death by choice. This is somebody's ego. Like, I almost feel like somebody's ego has to get, like, squashed or something. Their separation. Like, I don't know if you're, like, if you're separate, like it's almost like you're disconnecting, okay? Because I think you think that all these people just want you for sex, and the thing is that they don't. The time is up for this, okay? You can have sex with anybody. It doesn't, like, honestly, you really can. Like, you want to have sex with somebody, you can go to a bar and pick up somebody probably within 20 minutes, okay? Like, people are so loose and they're so desperate for love and desperate for connection that they're willing to do anything, right? Put their ass on the line just to get somebody that likes them for fucking 2 minutes, right? It's actually really sad. And I think that maybe that's what you're used to, is people loving you for 2 seconds and then leaving, right? Treating you like they've got more options. Okay, well, I've got another option over there and I've got another option over there. So if you don't make this easy for me, guess what? I'm just going to take one of these two. And it's like, all right, see you later. Take one of these two. I don't really care. Because if you're not going to come back around to me, I do not want to be one of those women that a guy just approached because some other girl was going to make him work too hard for it. I don't want that guy. Okay. And I'm not saying that you have to put pussy on a pedestal. And I'm not saying that you have to make people jump through hoops. But what I'm saying is the art of getting to know each other. It's a brilliant thing, because you could realize if you just went off of looks, okay, and you went and you banged this person fucking right away, okay, like you're fucking in high school still, or your early 20s, and you just bang it out, all right? You then take them out for lunch the next morning, or you take them out for breakfast the next day or something, and you realize that they have deviated septum and shit falls out of their nose. Or you realize that this person chews with their mouth open and they're absolutely disgusting, okay? Like, you have to spend time with people to see if you like them, because people are gross. They don't clean themselves properly. They don't brush their teeth properly. They sure as fuck don't. I can guarantee you that you probably don't even floss your fucking teeth right. Okay, I had to learn from a dentist how to properly floss my teeth. And that is to take the piece of floss and you wrap it around the tooth and you go back and forth and up and down. You do not just put it through your tooth and go back and forth like this. Okay, how's the back of your teeth going to get clean? So you put them around the tooth and you go back and forth. Okay, floss correctly. Okay, you'll do your gums magically. Okay, every 3 or 4 days, do that. It takes fucking 5 minutes. All right, most people don't even know how to clean their mouths properly. They don't go to the dentist. Okay, which I don't go to the dentist. It's way too expensive, but I clean my fucking mouth properly because I can't go to the dentist. Okay. So, then you see this person's fucking, you know, like if you've got some, I'm all about mouths. Like if you've got stank breath, or like if you've got tartar all over your teeth, or your fucking mouth is disgusting, do you think I want my tongue up in that? That's disgusting, right? But sometimes we're so blinded by things, you know, we're blinded by somebody's ass, or we're blinded by, you know, how they look in a certain outfit, or, you know, their mohawk, or their backwards hat, or their fucking baggy, like whatever it is that attracts you to them. That can't be the only thing you see, because that's all on the outside. These people have insides. They have innards. Okay. And let me tell you, sometimes you have lunch with these people, or you hang out with these people after you've had sex with them in a dark room. You go hang out with them in the bright light. Guaranteed you're going to be like, wow, I made the biggest mistake of my life. What did my drunk goggles see last night? Because it's not what I see right now. Right. So I do feel like somebody's got to like value themselves a little bit more and make people work for it. Because if you're a hard worker and you've got ingenuity, you work for what you've got, which means why wouldn't you want to work for a relationship? Right. Relationships aren't supposed to be easy. And it doesn't even matter if you do know this person and you feel like you've known them forever. You still have to experiment with one another and get to know one another, because that's going to be the rest of your lives you spend together. And let me tell you, I look up both sets of my parents and the fucking monstrosities that they married, and I know they regret it, because they based everything off of looks, right? All my mom wanted was a hot fucking dude, and all my dad wanted was a hot piece of ass. That's it. That's all they ever wanted. They don't care about personality. If they did, then my mom would have never married a pedophile. And if they really cared, then my stepfather wouldn't have married somebody who hated his kids, because she was jealous of little girls, because she wasn't skinny and little like a little girl. She was a woman who had a kid. Okay, she looked different, she acted different, she was different. She wanted to be a little girl, because I almost think my dad is kind of like pedophile a little bit. Like I remember being younger, and then all of a sudden my dad just not bathing us anymore. And I was only like 2 or 3. I shouldn't have been in there by myself. And it's like, he just wasn't interested in cleaning his daughters anymore. And he was on his own with us most of the time. Like my mother went and she moved to Windsor, she moved to Ottawa. She always moved away with my stepfather. She never wanted my stepfather to be around her kids because she knew deep inside he was a pedophile. Like he hurt me almost instantly upon meeting me. It was within months. He had got me alone already. He built enough trust in Sharon, my mom, to let me go with him wherever he wanted, right? My mother and my father did not love us. That's not love. There's no protection. Okay. There's no support. There was no open door to come and talk to my parents about what their spouses were doing, right? It was always about what the spouse wants, the spouse gets, and the kids can sit the fuck down and they can get it once they earn it. Right. My parents were very, I'm going to say rough and in your face, and there was no sympathy, there was no support. They were very dead parents, right? So when you think about it, how they dated and how they lived their life is very dead, which means anything they do, I do the opposite. If they drink on Saturday nights with their friends, I stay in and I'm by myself. And I don't touch alcohol. I haven't for a long time and I'm not going to. I don't like it. It's a demon door opener. Okay. You start drinking, you open up those doors to those demons. And that's what you do. That's what everybody does. You're not any different than anybody else. Every fucking drunk is the exact same. Okay. It's just this things that they've survived and the sequences that they're going through are different and they're going to vary in everybody, but the same disease is the same disease. Okay. It's the same category. It's the same, but everybody whose trauma is different. Okay. So the way that I see this is like somebody doesn't know the value of waiting. They don't know the value of getting to know somebody, right? And actually really trying. Because now we're getting into a phase where we have to start really, if we're going to try so hard for what we have, then we might as well fucking love it. Because this world is not easy and it never really was. And we're only figuring out that it's getting harder and harder and harder. So if you don't have those hobbies and you don't have those things that you love, then your life turns to shit because you're paying for shit and you're living shit and you're doing things that you can't understand or comprehend for a life that you hate. Right? So I feel like this time is up on some serious outdated thinking. Okay. Like it's like you have to get with the times. Okay. You have to get with 2023 again. Okay. Things are changing. And I mean, what people used to get away with back in the day, they do like never get away with now. Okay. Like the comments from bosses, right? The landlord abuse, parental abuse. Like you can't do what you were able to do when we were kids, right? So you have got to understand your rights now. Okay. Your rights, it's not 1990 anymore. Okay. It's not 1970. It's 2023. The courts are backed up for years because of so many people having their rights violated and society going, well, you have every right to say something. You have every right to fucking sue them, right? Because people have to learn. They have to learn their lessons. If you don't sue them, if you don't get them in trouble, if you don't call the cops, how are they ever going to learn? They're going to keep fucking with you. Your boundaries are going to get pushed and pushed and pushed. So it's like, maybe this person that you meet, you know, like, or that is around you, you know, like, is the opposite of what you're used to, you know, and like they wouldn't even think of sleeping with you on the first date. Like it doesn't even cross their mind. They're so into, okay, what are we going to do for dates 4, 5, and 6 that they don't care about date 1. That date 1 wasn't to get all the way. It was to see if you could get to date 2, right? There are people that do it right. And we're used to everybody skipping stages and wanting to just get to the finish line because nobody wants to try anymore because they're exhausted from working every day for a life that they don't have any idea why they're paying for. So now that we're getting into like this new kind of wave of life after, always being so massively manipulated by so much, right? Now that we're getting in this new way of life, we have to figure out a new way to do it because of all the things we can't control. So those things that we can't control, then we try to get control in other ways and it gets violent. So now that you put your own life in control and then you get those old paradigms and those old frame of minds away from you to know that like, whoa, I'm really worth it. And like, I'm really something. And like, if somebody wants to rush it with me, then they just want to rush it because they don't trust it. And they don't trust that they're, by day 6 going to be able to like maybe fool around with me. Like, right. They don't trust it. And they think that you're going to take it away from them. And they just want to go running first. Most people just want to save face. right? Like they don't want people to know that they tried. They don't want people to know that they failed. Unless they try and succeed, they don't want people to know, because to a lot of people, they think that failure is, if something just doesn't work that time, they think that people are going to make fun of them or they're going to josh them, right? And like, even if people around you are making fun of you, I mean, if they're making fun of you, I would suggest finding new friends, because anybody that tries to do something, if you fail at it and you just happen to get the courage to try it again, do you know how hard and how strong and how like mighty that is, right? Like failure, to come back from failure shows how strong people are, because usually failure just makes people knock it to the ground and then walk away and go, well, I don't need people watching me fail at that again, right? It's always about like people watching you do stuff. And it's like, why, if you fail, then that means that you just like you're not ready for it. You have to keep trying. Like there's something that you're missing. So you have to keep trying. So then you get better, right? So then you get to what you need and you get to what you want, and then you succeed, right? It's like not always that easy. And I feel like some people just want it easy. And it's like, it's not fucking, shit is not easy. Like it gets easier the more you get to know people, but it takes like what is the 40-year-old version, like 40-year-old version 20-year-old virgin, that's like 20 dates or something. Like actually try to see this person 20 times without sleeping with them. I mean, because eventually by like date 10 or even by like date 5 or 6, you're going to get over the whole jumping them, right? You're going to be like, wow, this person has like a lot to say. I kind of actually really want to get to know them, because like then you're going to be naked and vulnerable with them, right? Like, do you really want to be naked with somebody that you don't know? I sure as fuck don't, right? Sometimes I don't think that we feel like we don't understand just how vulnerable we are and how much we put our bodies on the line. And it's because so many people are used to like drinking, and they're used to all, kind of alternating their mind space. So then things that make them uncomfortable are easy to do, right? When you do things sober, then you really put yourself outside of the box, and you really realize like how frontline you are when you're sober, in control, and putting shit together in your life. It's really like mind-blowing. And it really shows how controlled you can be, because when you let alcohol control you, or when you let drugs control you because you're nervous, like sure, a lot of us have anxiety like motherfuckers. Like we're nervous on every step that we take. But I mean, eventually the more confidence that is built in you from the less that you do, right, abuse, you build up, and it just gets easier and easier and easier to go out being sober, to go out not high, to go out not drunk, right? Like, I mean, you learn what life was like when you were 20 again, or when you were 16 again, driving around with your parents or whatever, or when you got your first car for the first time and you had to be sober, like you remember taking those steps like that and being so happy with yourself and so rewarded because you did a big, an adult thing, right? Still as a mini adult, right? So it's a lot about like, the more you take control of yourself, the more you grow up, right? Because a lot of these people that do, abuse substance and drink and stuff, they're very childish, right? And they don't have things under control, which is why they have to take something that controls them, because there is no control they have in their life. So, and you might feel this too, like you have no control over who likes you, or you have no control over who you're supposed to date because you date people who like you, not necessarily if you like them. Well, all that kind of frame of mind, all of that outdated thinking now has to go, because you're getting into a different space in your life where new things are going to happen. And if you don't get over these old obstacles and these old paradigms, then you won't be able to get to the new phases of your life, because you're still going to have to deal with those lessons. Right? So I really feel like standing up for yourself, pushing back, right? Getting motherfuckers in trouble if that's what it takes. Okay. We all have different missions, and some of us are secret agents. Some of us are Santa Claus. Some of us are little elves, right? Some of us are camcorders, right? Some of us are jury and judges and lawyers. And, we all have these little secret missions that our souls don't really tell us about, right? And we have to do them. And if you keep old frame of minds, then it's going to affect your mission, and it's going to affect your life, and it's going to affect the people around you, because then if you don't pass this phase, right, then you won't get to reach the new people. You'll still be working with the old people, right? You want to get new people, you want to get fresh energy, right? Especially if you're any type of like hierophant or something and you're a teacher, you're a natural teacher, you're a natural ability to do things with people, right? You can't stay in the same school if now all of a sudden you can't, teach kindergartens forever if you're getting more smarter and now you want to go to grade 6 or grade 8, right? It's like you have to push your boundaries as well. So if you push your boundaries, then you're pushing back the people that have come up to you and pushed you. Right? You have to set that shit in stone so then these people can't walk all over you and just do whatever the fuck they want. Because for the most part, those entitled little bitches are the ones walking around like they can do whatever they want. Right? And actually I had this dream where this girl she came in and she paid a tab. I was at my bar and everything. Like I work at where I work in the daytime, in my dreams at night. So I was there and I was working and this girl, she had to come in and pay a tab. And I was like, do you know I covered that tab for you? Because you walked out and I had to pay it. And she was like, she gave me so much attitude. She was like, I didn't have to fucking pay it. You're lucky I'm even here paying it now. And I don't know what made her come in. I don't know why she even came in to pay the tab, but she came in and paid it and gave me so much attitude. And I walked out and that's how I knew. Like so many of us, we pay tabs for people and we give them credit because they tell us that they're going to help us in the long run, right? Like if we do something for them really quick, then they will help us in the long run do something that's bigger and better because we've built up that almost like interest, right? It's like karma interest, right? And then people leave your life. You realize? Like you have anybody that all of a sudden had this huge glam up or glow up in their life and then they just stop talking to you? It's because they took something from you, you gave them all this credit, and then they walked away with it and didn't pay it back. Well, guess what? Right? That credit falls on you. And then what do you have to do? Go and claim bankruptcy. So then you go and you talk to these spiritual advisors and you tell them all these debts that you've paid for people. And then they go, well, you shouldn't have paid for all that. What the fuck? And then they go karmically to those people, knock on their door and go, hey, you left a bill and now you owe 10 times worth that because you left it, you walked away, you knew you had it, you knew you had to pay for it, and you chose not to because you took advantage of somebody. Like all that shit's going to come out. I mean, all I can hear is vanity. The fuck? That's a really weird word to just hear in my head. And you know what I heard? I heard vanity fails. That's what I heard. Vanity fails. So if somebody has kept you in outdated thinking, they've done it for vanity purposes. Like, if you still have that haircut from the 70s, right? It's like something is outdated in somebody and they definitely need to upgrade their computer chip. Right? There's this guy, Ryan, that comes in all the time and he's got this tablet. Oh my God. It looks like it's been smashed about 10, 15 times. Okay. And then he's charging it on an extension cord that's from like 1982. It's hilarious. I'm like, honestly, Ryan. And then I was actually looking at prices of tablets and I found like $80 tablets with 64 gigs on them at like Walmart or something like that. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'm like, you can go and get one for $80. Like his tab on a daily basis is $100. So I'm like, yo, you can come into the bar one day and go and get a tablet. It's the exact same price as your bill in one day, Ryan. And he's like, no, he just won't. He just won't get a tablet. And then he says a tablet is his life because he really likes to go on Tinder and he really likes to go check chicks out all the time and stuff. So I'm like, dude, you're gonna wake up one day and that tablet ain't gonna turn on. You're going to go have to buy one. Like, do you really want to get to the point where you won't have to do something? Some people do. They'll run that shit to the very last end and then they'll just go and get something else, which is, I'm actually learning how to do as well. Like, I'm not one to buy new things. I don't like new things. I like old things. I appreciate old things because they've been around the block a lot. They've been dropped. They've been smashed. They've been fixed. Okay. So I like old things. I don't like buying new. Buying new makes me nervous, right? Then I always hang on to the receipt and think that like something's going to happen to it. I'm going to have to return it. And I don't want to have to not be able to get my $400 back from something new I just bought. It's so stupid, right? So for the most part, I buy everything secondhand. Like, I mean, even if you're making mad money, why do you want to spend your money and then just have it go down the drain? Those are your hours work. That's your money. Like, it's not worth it. Like, just because you have money doesn't mean you should blow it. And if you work hard for something, then the universe is like, you've got to work hard for yourself now. You've got to get out of this old dating kind of cycle because, you know, you could fuck it up with this person. Okay, so you could meet somebody that literally you've been waiting to meet forever. Okay, and like this could be a business partner, this could be somebody that's coming into your life, this could be a really good friend, right? And like you push it too hard because you're used to that. You're used to the aggressive people, you know, you're used to having things done right away because people just want to throw you in the deep end. And now when something gets done nice and somebody cherishes you, or they cherish the moments that they're having with you, you know, you might fuck it up and ruin it if you go and jump them or put your hand down their pants or do something stupid. And then they're like, okay, so that's all you want is just sex. And then you're like, well, no, I thought that's what you wanted. Don't do stuff because you think that's what somebody wants. Okay, maybe that's it too. Like maybe you're a good, maybe you're like a little schizophrenic or something, you know, and like you can hear other people's thoughts and like you can hear this person's thoughts. And I'm not saying that they're not saying that they want to get down your pants, but just because they're thinking it, it doesn't mean that they want to do it right then and then. That's the anticipation building up. Okay, if you hear things like that, like, well, I know I got to kiss him or he's not going to ask me for another date. Why? Why wouldn't he ask you for another date? If you said, hey, let's do this again, I'm just not going to kiss you because that could lead to other things. Why wouldn't it lead to another date? Right? Like not everybody is superficial. Not everybody's looking to cross the finish line. It takes a lot to kiss somebody. It takes a lot of nerves to kiss somebody. It takes a lot of guts to kiss somebody. Like people also don't understand like, well, I'm hot. Why doesn't he just do this? Or, well, I'm good looking. Why don't they just do this? Well, it's also very intimidating to be around you. It's also very intimidating to just touch you or kiss you or ask you out. So you have to understand when people do it, it's going to take a lot of courage for them to do it. Right? Okay. So the Grim Reaper clarified. We've got the Warlock and the Hangman. So I do believe that the Warlock is the Grim Reaper. Okay, that's the energy. So there's this like masculine, magical energy around you. Okay, that's hanging out with you. Okay, they're hanging out with you. Oh my God. Okay, what's this date? And I just got the chills. Okay, so okay, so I think there's a spirit right now that's hanging out with you already, okay? They are alone and isolated with you, okay? And this is how your souls are getting to know each other, okay? Because there is a lot of love here. There's a lot that's going to come out of this, okay? And it was trapped in the box in reverse, okay? Because I'm going to take the analogy of it no matter what, upright. But what I think the reverse was, so then you knew that the box was open, okay? Like, it's not like you guys, you know, like, I mean, because it could be like a room or something, but the door is open. You know, like there's like a PG version to this, okay? And like that's what's happening is like you guys are alone and you're isolated together. And this masculine energy, it's like your masculine energy or their masculine energy is mixing with your feminine energy, right? And your energies are sitting together. It has nothing to do with your temples. It has nothing to do with what's going on in 3D, okay? This is all happening in another dimension. Okay, what's this keys on a ring? I do feel like somebody's a little bit worried about a connection or I don't know, dating somebody or getting to know somebody. So it's just like the universe is like, just don't worry about it, okay? Like when you worry, that's when you start putting things in your head, you know, like, am I ever going to meet anybody? Am I always going to be alone? Like, no, you're not. You're only alone when your mission forces you to be alone and it forces you to do stuff that you have to do alone and solo, okay? So, okay, so with keys on a ring, we've got cold. The reason why we have cold, okay, is it's because I think you have to go cold on these feelings now. These cold feelings that are in yourself. And then it's also like this like detachment that I can feel. It's like people might think you're cold. You know, like they might really think like, whoa, she's stone cold, or fuck, he's stone cold. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't talk to anybody. Well, a lot of us practice self-preservation, okay? And that self-preservation might make us look like we're assholes, okay? But guess what? Self-preservation has a lot to do with you're just protecting yourself, okay? You're protecting yourself and you're protecting the energy so that nothing happens, okay? Self-preservation is actually quite beneficial, okay? People have to learn self-preservation, to be honest. So I feel like I feel like this is not like some overwhelming like box that somebody has to open that's just gonna fuck up their whole life. I already feel like somebody knows this. Okay, I already feel like somebody knows, like, okay, I have actually been sensing somebody around me. Okay, I have been sensing that this person loves me, right? Like this person's gonna love, and the fact, like, most people don't know what love is, right? Because they think that love is so superficial and so demeaning and so controlling. Where love is like, you know, when somebody truly loves you, they would jump in front of a bus for you. They would take a bullet for you. They would, if you got fired from work, they would go and they would get your job back and they would quit their job. You know, like if that's the way it could work. Like this person would do anything and everything to make sure that you were okay. Like that's love. Okay. And people are like, I love him, I love her, but, and it's like, no, you're not. You're obsessed with somebody's looks. For a lot of times it's obsession. It has absolutely nothing to do with love, you know, like, because the second that spouse gets in trouble or is having a bad time or, you know, gets cancer and is sick or something, that other person goes, ugh, see you later, you know, loses all their money. It's superficial. It's superficial. And I think a lot of people, you know, they don't know truly what love is. They use it more as, how can I manipulate? If I tell this person I love them, then it's going to somehow manipulate this equation to go my way, right? And love is not manipulating. It's not controlling. It's not manipulating. You shouldn't feel scared to speak your mind. You shouldn't feel scared to go out with your friends and chill for the night. Like you don't owe anybody anything, and no one's supposed to be treating you like they're your fucking parent. Okay, like a spouse isn't a parent, it's a spouse. It's somebody you're fucking. Why are they acting like a parent and controlling you? Okay, so sometimes people really don't know what they're doing and what they're dealing with, okay, because the desperation mode, right? So I think that this is on, you know, like you've needed some time to separate from old paradigms so then this person could come in, okay, because it takes time to heal and it takes time to change your mental. That was obviously for somebody. That sneeze just came out of nowhere, okay? So this is you have to separate from these old way of thinking, okay? Because somebody is going to show you a new way. Holy moly. Whoops. Like, so something's on. Okay. So definitely, what I feel like is you could be going through, I don't know, a little bit of sadness, you know, a little bit of like brokenheartedness because you're healing. Okay. And the one way that you can get rid of old, brainwashing, like old systems, old things that you learned, right? One way that you can get rid of them is to cry and release your temple, right? And then how that water washes you, right? It clears your face, basically. It runs down, it goes through your nose, goes down your mouth, and it goes right into your heart. So it's like those tears clear you. Okay. And when they clear you, then you can add new systems into yourself. And the way that I see it, actually, the mental way that I do it, and it's really worked for me quite a bit, is I picture my mind as this room. Okay. It has this little fireplace in it, and it's all wood. It's a beautiful room. And it gets filled with a lot of clutter. because I have to learn a lot of things, a lot of things come in. So what I've learned to do is if I don't like something, or if I don't like somebody, if I don't like something that happened, I see it as like a file and I burn it. Right. And if I go and I picture my room and I've got too many boxes in there, right? Because stuff will accumulate whether I'm paying attention or not. And it's all subconscious, right? If I go in there and I see a whole bunch of boxes, I come in and I look through them. Okay, do I really need this, right? Because sometimes I've deleted so many stuff. I've deleted so much stuff out of that room that like I've forgotten about songs, albums, friends, adventures, because I've just thrown everything in the garbage. Like I've just burned everything because I didn't know what was hiding in my memory. So I burned everything. Right. So then by burning it, right, then the fire releases it. So then I can hear it. It's almost like the words almost get played back to me. And then I can kind of like go through things and be like, okay, like there was something hiding in my memory and I didn't know what it was. So I just, the way that I got rid of everything, and then I cleaned the room. Right. And then certain boxes that I knew had certain things in it, I put back. And then I was like, okay, I let my memory do its job and fix the problem. Okay. And a lot of it happened on mushrooms. I'm not going to lie. Mushrooms, they're a lot like ayahuasca. They're really third eye opening, and they're really, like ritualistic, right? You can really use mushrooms to like open up your third eye and like open up your mind and see what the fuck is hiding in there. Because there's so many things that hide in your mind, things that paranoia you and make you upset and angry and sad all at the same time. And sometimes you got to burn those files, right? Those memories will come back. Sometimes they don't. It depends on what kind of memory wiping system you use. Like I also have this like white light ability that I can wipe memories completely and they'll never come back to me. But I know that if I concentrate on it, they will come back. It's all about how you use your mind, right? Because you're the one that's in control of it. You're in control of this bad boy up here, right? And also sometimes I just kind of saw, you can open up your mind to a lot of people and they can get into your mind. So I also see a lot of doorways in my mind, and I'll go physically shut doors, or I'll hang up a bunch of phones in my mind, right? Just subconsciously in my third eye, using my third eye, because I know that phones are off the hook and people can hear me thinking. And I know that people have managed to open up doors and get into my head. So I just go into my head and I close all my doors and I hang up all my phones, all my demon phones and all my ex-friend phones and all my old parent lines and abuse, I close the door to. And over the course of the next week or few days, I reevaluate and see what's going on up there again. It depends if I'm getting like super far off or something, or like I can't concentrate or something's starting to bother me. Then I have to go into my mind and I've got to see like who's opened up a door, who's not giving me privacy, who's creeping into my head and talking, because I sure as fuck know it's not me. Right. So, and like once you learn your voice, you will learn what's not you that's speaking in your head. Because if you have paranoid schizophrenia, then things are going on around you and you're paranoid about it because you don't know if it's true or if it's false, but it's something, right? Something is going on. And that's where paranoid schizophrenia, like we can have an awful time with it because we don't know necessarily what's real and what's not real, right? Like I was never supported and I was never loved. So I don't know how to give support and I don't really know how to give love. So I'm trying to like not be so harsh, but I try to say things and stress things right to the point. So then I don't beat around the bush with things because I don't feel like there's a need to, right? I know it's hard to hear at first, but then once you get adjusted to it, you have to realize that, yeah, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. It's going to come out like this, or something's going to happen, right? But that's how it has to, or you're not going to listen to it, right? Clearly somebody is not listening to their intuition, or they're not listening to themselves. So their self is starting to get louder and it's starting to get more obnoxious to you, because if you don't open up the door to yourself and yet you keep opening up the door to everybody else, then yourself might stop talking to you altogether. And you don't want that. You don't want that. Okay. So, I mean, how this all wraps up into the video is basically this person that's coming into your life. Okay. It's coming in at the most perfect time because you have just separated from, actually, that's why this came in reverse. I was wondering why this Ace of Swords came in reverse. I put it upright, Avi, because I would always put it upright because I'm, but you can't lie to yourself. Okay. And don't lie to yourself. And even if you think you're fine, your psyche's fine and everything's fine, do it anyways. Like, I mean, you don't got a couple minutes to fucking go up in your head, like this shit takes seconds to do. It doesn't take hours and hours and hours, right? It's like flossing your teeth. Like, okay, it might be the longest thing you have to do that day, but isn't it worth it? Like, you don't have 5 minutes to do something? Of fucking course you do. Okay. If you were just on your phone for this long, you've got 5 minutes to do that. Okay. So no offense to me, keep watching. Okay. So this is definitely on. I think someone's been really tortured, okay, by things that they've been around them, okay, and things that have said around them that's really taken a turn in their life and it's forced them to really go low, okay, and slowly decline and get into really stagnant energy. And that's why you have to open up these new doors so then you can open up new things so then a new person can come in. That's really what it is, right? Because you're ready, I guess. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks for watching. I hope it resonates. And if it doesn't, only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I don't like to complicate anybody. Yeah, so like, I really think somebody is crushing on you, okay? And they're like your double. Honestly, they're like everything you are, but in another person. Okay, in an opposite sex or the same sex, and you're going to complement each other very nicely. So of course, look at that. Lucky number 13. This is really lucky, okay? Like luck exists. It's just, I don't like the word, but it's called divine timing. Okay, luck is divine timing. Right? And it's following your heart and it's following what you say to yourself, right? So yeah, you guys are going to kill it together. Like, this person has definitely been like some type of third party in your life. Okay. So it's like, that's why I feel like maybe you can feel them because they've been kind of interfering with you a little bit. Okay. Like, they've definitely been starting to protect you. So they might be I wouldn't be surprised if for the last little while since this person has taken some type of liking to you, I wouldn't be surprised if you've gotten a little angry at people or you've just suddenly stood up for yourself or something. And that's this person. That's this magical energy that's around you. It's pushing you to be a better person. It's pushing you to another level. You don't need to take this. You don't need to take this. Why are you bending over for this person? Stand up for yourself. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to do anything, right? Because whatever this person is doing, because they're in a different realm, okay, it's they can jump in or they can hear these people that you're dealing with. It's they can hear people around you. And if you're suddenly standing up for yourself or you're suddenly doing something for yourself, they're cheering you on because they know that people can't touch you now because they're there. I definitely feel like this is okay, it can go back. It can go both ways because if I am talking to a male and this is a feminine energy around you, then what this feminine energy around you is trying to do is to get you to stand up for yourself, right? It's to support you. She's showing you genuine love in some way. So then you almost, if this is a feminine on a masculine, okay, then this masculine's noticing that nobody loves him. They're noticing that people aren't supporting them and that they're giving all this support, but they're not getting it back. So then this person's this feminine energy would be okay, well, talk about how shitty your day is and watch this person walk away. And then they start talking about how crappy their day was and they're watching their friends walk away from them or change the subject or start texting on their phone, right? But this person will listen to everybody. And they think that it's compatible with all these people around them, but it's not. It's somebody has to upgrade to the next level. And yeah, okay, it's a lonely time when you're upgrading because you will only have, a few people around you because you have to upgrade to the new people, right? To the new people that are there, to the new people that you're supposed to connect with and supposed to work with. Oh my gosh. Wow. Take it till the end of the reading to really get the message out. So, okay, so you guys are working together in another realm already to help one another. Oh my God, that's what you're doing. It's because you met in the spiritual realm. So you're so connected to your souls that your soul knows everything that you're doing because it's right there with you. It's standing there with you. It's in you. It knows what you're doing because you're connected and you're divine. So your soul's like, yeah, she listens to everything I fucking say. And this guy's like, yeah, fucking so does my guy. He listens to everything. I fucking tell him to turn left. He just turns left. Right? It's like your souls are so awesome already together. It's like your souls have like become best friends because of how in tune you are with your temples. Right? So you guys met, you hung out, and then you went your separate ways. But it's like you went home with him and he went home with you. But you're still with each other, okay? Because this is in that one realm. Like, I swear to God, the way that I'm seeing this, no wonder we're so tired. Our souls are working so much in so many dimensions. That means, oh my gosh, you know what I feel like? I feel like your soul obviously comes back to you, right? No questions asked when you're doing things, but I feel like this person, they've even like seen through your eyes because they, you know, if your soul is gone, that means that your temple is vacant, which means they just would have jumped into it and took care of you, right? And then nothing happened to you, right? And I just heard you might have even made more money, or you did something smarter because this, yeah. So like, man, new ideas might be coming to you and stuff. And that's because of this person. You're like already seeing them. So you're getting their ideas because why wouldn't you? They're right there. They're like, hey, why don't you just do this? Hey, why don't you just do that? And you're like, oh, hey, why don't we do this? Because it's like you're already listening to them. Creepy. Oh my gosh, you know what I just thought of? Liar, liar. You know Jim Carrey? When he calls this kid the creeper. He always calls him a creep because he comes out of nowhere all the time. And I feel like it's so creepy, but it's like a love creep, you know, like it's like this person just saw you and they just like, you guys just, oh man, this is so cool. It's like, it's so creepy, but it's like you can already make fun of each other. Like, yeah, we're already this creepy with each other. Like, you know, it's like you already have like an inside joke. Ha! That's so funny. Wow. Cool. This is the perfect storm. Like, I actually wanted to watch that movie yesterday, so I'm going to put that movie on today. I love that movie. I don't know if I used to be a fisherman or something. I don't know. I most like, I don't do the ocean. I don't like the ocean. I don't like going into the ocean. I don't like swimming in the ocean. I respect the ocean so much. Like, I respect sharks. I feel like if I got bit by a shark, it's my own fault. Like, I'd be like, I'm so sorry for making it seem like I was something you would want to eat. Because they don't want to eat humans. Oh, we probably taste disgusting to them. We're filled with like, ugh, gross. I'm filled with like Tylenol and Advil. I just taste like a giant ibuprofen. Ugh, it's disgusting. Oh my gosh, I saw my sister and I. One last thing, because it's so funny. This is how dry my humor is. So I'm a huge fan of Sons of Anarchy, obviously, but like, I don't like buying flash and shit. Like, I would never buy a Sons of Anarchy shirt, like walk around with it. Anyways, I'm pretty sure we were in Walmart and my sister goes, oh my God, look, this old man was walking in front of us and he had a Sons of Anarchy t-shirt on, but it wasn't Sons of Anarchy. It was Sons of Ibuprofen. And then underneath it said, Sons of Ibuprofen, I forgot. Oh, man, I forget it now. The arthritis chapter. Oh my God, is that it? Sons of Ibuprofen. The arthritis chapter. And I almost pissed my pants. We still laugh about it. It was so funny that I almost couldn't tell you because like I think it's Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, Sons of Ibuprofen, the arthritis chapter. And I I still laugh to this day. It's the funniest thing I ever fucking saw on a t-shirt. Like, I was like, oh my God, I would put that up as a bumper sticker, like, for sure. Like, oh my God, I got my sister this bumper sticker one. She never put it up, I don't think, but actually, no, I think she probably did. She just got rid of that car really quick. I'm only speeding because I really have to poop. Oh my God. She got me one year, caution, driver singing. And I'd have these people that would like be like rubbernecking to see if I was singing. And I was always singing. And they'd be like, you're singing. And I was like, oh my God, that bumper sticker. Bumper stickers make me laugh. That's why I'm not going to get Kill Your Local Pedophile. I'm not ready yet for that one. I think that one will be like a sweater that I wear, like Kill All Pedophiles or something, and I'll only wear it when I have like my husband right beside me. Like, yeah, fuck with me now. Look at him. I'm totally going to be that girl. No. I would never get my man in trouble. Are you kidding? I'd be the one that would be fighting them. That's the thing, is I'm the flight risk. I'm the one that just goes screaming. Actually, you know what? I don't anymore. I really have to usually calm my sister down, but like when I get heated, I'm learning to really calm my anger down, because like I can really hurt somebody like just with my words. You wouldn't believe the channel that I say sometimes. Like when I'm divinely, like when I'm tapped into my soul and some motherfucker does something to me, the licking that comes out of my mouth. Oh, I swear they would want to go home and hang themselves. Like, ooh, the power of words. And that's the thing, is like, you don't got to use your fist when you got a smart mouth. I'd almost rather be hit sometimes than listen to somebody's truth come out of their mouth. Oof. Anyways, what a long reading. I didn't expect to go to almost an hour. My goodness. Anyways, all right. Peace out. Have a really good day. This is probably going to be the only one I put up, only because it was friggin' 24 hours long. I'm just kidding. Have a good one. Thanks for everything. All right. Peace out. Word to your mothers.